How would you feel if your daughter went missing and you were searching for her for years, only to get a call from the coroner's office stating that they have your daughter's body, and the only way they can identify her is with dental records? So now you're going through the grieving process only to find out that that's not your daughter. Well, this is something that happened to a father, and I'm going to share the video with you.
Misidentified. A local father is told by the medical examiner's office that his missing daughter was dead, but months later he learns it's not true. News 10 NBC investigative reporter Jennifer Lukey explains what happened, how it happened, and what's being done to ensure it never happens again. In 2021, Shanice Cruz dropped off her two children to family members and disappeared.
I looked for her for 3 years, hard. I never gave up.
Her father, Mark, even hired a private investigator who tracked Shanice to Detroit and believes she became involved in a religious cult.
So we just went on with our life, just raising the kids, because she was 28 years old when she left us. So, she's a grown woman.
But in April of last year, a Rochester police officer showed up at the door.
We had to inform that your daughter, Shanice Cruz, has passed away. If you need to know anything else, go to the medical examiners.
So the family rushed to the Monroe County ME's office.
So when I went to go try to identify the body, they was like, your daughter been in here since February, and it was April then. And the state of her body, and you can't come in and see her.
The body was found in this wooded area along Hudson Avenue. The medical examiner's office told the family that they identified Shanice using dental records. Mark had the body cremated and held a memorial service for his daughter. Months of grieving went by until one day he got this picture from a stranger on Facebook. It's Shanice in Detroit holding up a certificate dated November 2024. The family raced back to the medical examiner's office. They were asked if one of Shanice's children could provide comparable DNA.
They took the DNA test, submitted it, and it's not a match.
Shanice is not dead. Those remains are not her.
Who is this female that we have in the urn?
The ME's office asked for the ashes back, and here's when a bad situation gets even worse. The family mixed the remains with Shanice's mother's and put them in jewelry that they all wear.
Now we don't know who acid that we mixed with her deceased mom.
The medical examiner refused my request for an interview, so I went straight to her boss. How on earth did something like this happen?
Obviously, no family should ever have to go through what this family is going through right now. And my understanding of it was they did have the remains of someone that had a dental record that could be matched. And so they go through the process they go through, and they found what they thought was a match. Frankly, it was actually looked at now by two other professionals who looked at it and said it is a probable match. And there are also other things that could take place and other factors there. So that's what's being investigated now.
They're looking into the possibility that someone used Shanice's identity and insurance information to get dental work done, which generated the dental record the ME used to identify the body.
This is turning into a very unusual case for every professional we've talked to who's looked at this.
What changes have you asked for to try and ensure that this doesn't happen again?
So I've set a number of policies in place. Number one is that we do have a new contractor that's working on it. We've asked for a second opinion, particularly on this case, to get to the bottom of it. We decided to change the policy so that when a match is made between an individual and a dental record, we're also going to engage in DNA testing with family members to back up the work that was done with the dental.
Is it more expensive to do the DNA in addition to the dental records, or why hasn't that been the policy?
These are decisions that are determined by the medical examiner, and it's based on what they have in front of them.
That is of little comfort to the Cruz family.
I think they rushed to close a missing person case. I truly believe that. And I never thinking that this would happen, because if this would have never happened, I was going to just be learning how to live without my daughter, thinking she deceased. It's just devastating.
This is just so sad, not just for the father, but she has two daughters that is missing a mom. The mom dropped them off, and years went by, and they not knowing if the mother is alive or dead. Then to be told that their mother is dead. Now these two girls was, you know, grieving their mother only to find out that she's still alive. So that's just a lot of trauma for these kids to be going through. So I hope they get them some type of help.
Devastating, man. I won't wish this on nobody.
But he's holding out hope that this at least gives him one more chance to reach his daughter.
I just want to know I love her and she can come home anytime. We miss her. I got to find my daughter. Too many sleepless nights,
This story is so sad in so many ways because it's like, what would make a mother just drop her kids off and then leave? Was she actually kidnapped and trafficked? Or was this something that she had already planned on doing, just leaving her kids with relatives and just disappearing? Because they're saying that she was in some type of religious cult. It's like, how did she get into that cult? It's like just so many questions that needs to be answered to kind of give them closure. Like, even if she don't no longer want to be part of their lives, she owed that to them to give them some type of closure, especially her daughters. And then on this other hand, if she is being kind of like held against her will, or if she was kind of brainwashed as far as being into some type of religious cult, hopefully someone would be able to reach out to her, or she would be able to reach out to the family to let them know what's going on. And with that person who took the picture, who initially reached out to the family on Facebook, because, excuse me, because in that picture she's smiling, she looks happy. And so hopefully, that person might know her and they can kind of speak to the family as far as where she is or what's going on. But someone wanted the family to know that she was still alive, so that lets you know that they are aware that the family thought that she had passed away, because why would they send that picture of her? But they wanted to let them know that she was alive and well, the family, through, Facebook. But hopefully, I do want the family to get some type of closure. And if she has been held against her will, I hope she's able to get away, and meet back up with her family. What do you think should happen with the medical exam office? Because they're the ones who kind of got the ball rolling with him thinking that was his daughter when in reality it wasn't. Now there's someone that is missing and they might not ever be able to identify her because he did end up cremating her. And there may have been a chance, if they still had the body at the medical exams office, that they may have been able to identify her and reach out to her actual family so they can get closure as far as what happened to their daughter, their loved one. But that's just so many emotions that, someone has to go through, because you're initially thinking you don't know what happened to your daughter. Then you're told that she's no longer living, only to find out that that's not your daughter, that you cremated, that you're walking around with in a piece of jewelry that's mixed with her actual mother's ashes. So you have this stranger ashes in your house, and you're walking around with her, a stranger's ashes. So it's just so many things that is so devastating about this story. But I do pray for the kids, because I know they're going through a lot, not knowing why or where their mother is at. And I'm sure they're missing their mother. And then you see the father, the pain that he's going through, not knowing where his daughter's at. And so hopefully they do somehow get some type of closure. So I just want to share this video with you. Thank you for watching. My name is Delmarshae. Please share this video, like, and subscribe. Thank you.